How's it going, guys? I've got the Aero Commander back out and it's ready to go again. If you guys saw the last video with this plane, it was cut short because the rudder servo failed. Here it is. You can see it's not centered. The pinion gear was completely shredded and this thing is just dead. So Horizon offered to send me a new servo and there's one in the mail coming. But in the meantime, I took a servo out of an old airplane and just stuck it in here. Easy enough, just cut through the tape, take off the top half of the fuselage, and then carefully remove the old servo and put in the new servo. And while I had the servo out, I checked the nose gear linkage, nothing was binding, and the rudder was fine. So, you know, it may have been that that servo linkage got stuck on the battery lead, or maybe it was just a bad servo, but in any event, old servo's out, new servo's in, so we're gonna go fly. So there's the 800 milliamp 2-cell pack. I've moved it back a bit. I'm also gonna be very careful to keep those battery leads out of the way of that nose gear linkage. I've got the radar timer set for 10 minutes, and they say this battery, 2-cell 800, can go 15 to 20 minutes with this aircraft. But if it goes 10 plus minutes, I'll be pretty happy with that. And don't worry, I'm not gonna show you the entire flight because I won't torture you like that. I'll just hopefully show some takeoffs and landings, slow flight, fast flight, some aerobatics. And at the end, I'll tell you how long it flew for. But if it goes 10 plus minutes, I'll be pretty happy with it.
This thing has great vertical, it's straight up. Great power. Look at that. That's unlimited. Completely unlimited vertical. Bring it by for a slow pass. Now remember, I am using that heavier battery, so with the lighter 450 pack, you might get a little slower. But it slows down nice. And it's got tons of speed. It's a rocket, basically. My goodness. Once that rudder's working, this thing's a lot of fun. This has a nice range of performance between slow, easy flying and then just crazy power. Yeah, you can have a lot of fun with this one, no doubt. You know, I think that battery can go a little further back. It's still slightly nose heavy. I'm gonna land, just push it back a little bit. All right, battery's back. Yep, now the nose is not dropping. It was pretty minor, and I'll show you guys where the battery is when we're done. But I bet now I can even get it a little slower than before. Yeah, look at that. Kick it over with a little rudder. Does like some rudder in the turns. You can do some real nice scale turns. And then just light the coals and you go straight up. That's impressive, man. Don't get too slow. This is a cool plane. This is gonna be fun to FPV. So all this is gonna be with one battery pack, guys. This single 800 milliamp pack. Touch and goes are fun with this. Man, it gets altitude so quick. I keep checking that rudder. It's fine. So I think as long as things aren't binding, you're probably good. I may have made a mistake with that last flight and not checked it well enough to make sure it wasn't binding, but it happens. We're about 7 minutes in, and this thing is still punching vertical pretty good. And the dogs are still barking. Can do touch and goes all day with this. I guess I should try to stall it. So I'm going to take it up. Just a tiny bit of wing drop. Mostly drops the nose. But you know, depending where your battery is, you might get in a little bit of trouble with that. So just keep that in mind. But you can get the plane real slow anyway before it starts to stall, so I don't think it's going to be a big problem. So it's not the gentlest stall, but it's not terrible. We are getting to 9 minutes with this pack, and it's still punching good vertical. Sun. All right, I'm at 10 minutes. And it's still going vertical. So I can guarantee with the 2-cell 800 pack, you'll get 10 minutes of solid flying, and probably a lot more. And my rudder's still working, so I'm going to bring it in.
When I pushed that battery back during the flight, that's where it ended up. It's about as far back as you can get it, but the CG seems perfect right there. And this battery pack is just barely warm to the touch. Well, that was about 10.5 minutes of flight time, and I think this could easily go the 14-15 minutes they say, because at 10 minutes it was still pulling vertical about as well as the beginning, and the vertical on this thing is absolutely insane. It's basically unlimited. You'll lose sight of the aircraft before you lose the vertical, so it's unlimited vertical, but it also slows down really well. It slows down to a crawl. It's incredibly easy to land, to take off, to do slow flybys, and it's got good aerobatic performance. It rolls axially. It's got great power for loops, and it can pull out of anything basically. You can do a little knife edge with it, flies well inverted, and I'm sure the more you fly it, the more comfortable you'll get and the better you'll be able to do the aerobatics. Counter-rotating props, this does not have those. These are not counter-rotating, but you don't need them. The plane tracks perfectly straight with the props just the way they are. It takes off straight, so no need for counter-rotating props. Flies fine without them. The weakest link, as always, I think is still the servo. Now, Horizon Hobby did take care of me. They offered to send out a replacement servo or have me send the aircraft in, and I just chose to have them send out a servo, and I pulled another servo from an aircraft and put it in. Just make sure that that linkage for the nose gear is not binding your battery leads or wires. That may have happened in the first flight. I wasn't paying as close attention maybe as I should have been. That happens. Now I'm paying more attention to it. The rudder held up just fine for this flight, and everything is good. So far I'd say now that it's running well, it's a great flying aircraft, guys. Definitely would recommend it. If you have any problems, definitely call Horizon. They will take care of you. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.